right, so today's lesson, I'm going to go over Komorebi by Matteo Sasato. I wanted to record the tutorial earlier this week, but it's been so busy with taxes and all kinds of stuff, so I figured I'd do a live stream. And also, I'm not 100% like prepared for it either, so it's not good enough to do like the official version of it. But I figured people who already were on Patreon getting the tablature might want to get started on the tutorial as well. So that's why I thought I'd do that. I'm also treating this a little bit as a Q&A. So if you have any questions or whatever, then put them in the comment section. If you don't hear me, so if the audio isn't working, then please let me know, because I have no clue, because normally I have a certain setup, but nothing was working today. My Wirecast wasn't working, and I don't know. So I'm just taking this as I go. So the first section, like a little mini intro of about 3 bars, goes like this. All right. So what do you play there? So you start off basically with an E minor chord. You got your pointer finger on D2. Now with your thumb, you play D, pointer finger plays G, and middle finger plays B. All right. So then you put your ring finger on D4, and you play the same picking pattern. Then you add your pinky on A5, and you play, right? You play A, D, and G. Awesome, thank you. Great, you're at the live stream. And then after that one, you put your middle finger on 3 of A, and you also play A, D, G. Right, so get. Then you move to an A minor 7 chord. So that's basically your A minor chord, but without the ring finger. And you play A, D, G, D with thumb, pointer, middle, ring finger. And then you move that shape up a whole step, and then you do a forward roll on A through B, like that. So when you put that all together, you get right? And the great thing is that if you work with the dynamics a little bit, it really comes to life. All right, so then we go to the next section, and that goes sort of like this. Hopefully, because this is live, hopefully I play it correctly the first time. Like that, the last slide maybe. Okay, so what do you do there? So the chord you're playing essentially is an E minor chord, but in a very fancy way. So what you do is you have your pointer finger on A5, and sorry, not A5, you're playing an A there, but I mean E5, and your ring finger is on A7, right? Your thumb plays that A string, ring finger is for E, middle finger for B, pointer finger for G. So you play A and E together, and then you make a hammer with your pinky in 7th of that E string, like that. Then you play B and then G. Then you go to this part. So what do you do? So you play open D, make a hammer with your pointer finger in 2nd. Then with your ring finger, you put it on 3rd of E. You play it. You can pull off to middle finger 2nd. Make a hammer on, pull off, pull off. All right? So then you play open B to open G. Then you make pointer finger hammer on 2nd of that G, ring finger. Oh, yeah, no. You make a hammer on, and then you make a slide, sorry. Now I have to think. Yeah, it's a hammer on, and then a slide, sorry. So you slide that middle finger to 4th of G, and then you play with your pointer finger, you play third of B, like that, right? So you put it together. And that's basically your E minor section. So now we go to the next part, which is the A minor chord. You play the open A string, and that right after you make a hammer-on with your ring finger in fifth of B, right? So when you come here, like that, you add your middle finger on G5, and then you go to pointer finger, I believe, B3. Sorry, open B. This is not working. Sorry. Yeah, that's it. So you got a hammer on from third to fifth, and ring finger goes to G5, then open B, open G, and then you put either middle finger or pointer finger on G2, right? And then you play open D. That's a lot of numbers, so let me play that for you slowly from the start of that E minor section. So you got right? So when you get there, so you get that. So you play, you started on that G2, play the D, then you make a slide up to third, back to second, then you make a pull off like this. Then you play open D string, pointer finger, hammer on second, and then hammer on fourth with your ring finger. Okay? Then you play open G and then open D. So. What happens then is basically you repeat the whole thing. And instead of playing that slide up and down, you play this. So you play second, play the D, you slide to fourth, seventh, and then back to second. The tricky part for me now on the nylon is that you don't really hear it that well, those slides, not as well as on a steel string. But at the moment, I kind of prefer to play this tune on the acoustic because it's a bit friendlier for my fingernails. So once you've done that, you still slide up to third, back to second, and then making a pull off. So, and then you play open D, right? So that second time around, and then we come to the next part, and that goes like this. So what do? You start off here, and this is sort of a C with G in the bass, and you have your pointer finger on a D2, ring finger on A3, and middle finger on E3. And with thumb and middle finger, you play E and D string together, then you play A with your pointer finger, and then E with your thumb, like this. Then with your ring finger, you play open G, and then you play open D, right? So, and then just before you move up, you play open E, and then we go to, right? What you do there is you have your middle finger on 7th of E, ring finger on D7, pointer finger on B5, and you play E, D, G, B. So thumb, pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger. And with that last one, you make a hammer-on on 7th position of B. So the next step is to slide that pinky up to 8, back to 7, make a pull up to 5, and then you play open G. So like this. So those 2 bars. Sorry. Now you get this part. So you have your pointer finger on B3, ring finger on D5. You play A, D, G, B with thumb, pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger. Right? Sort of a slap on the strings. Then you have that A minor 7 chord, but now we just play D, G, and B. And then we play open D, G, and B. Right? So like this. Then we go here. So that is a G major 7 chord. And you have one finger on E3, ring finger on A5, and your middle finger on D4. And we have an open G. And we play E, A, D, G, and that is thumb, pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger. Then we play E, then D, E, A. Like that. Okay? So those 4 bars go like this. Then we get a repeat. And most of it is the same. There's just a little variation at the beginning and at the end. So we do again that C over G. But instead of just playing that open G to D and then to open E, we play that E string, that 3rd position E string in between. So we get this. Like that. Sorry. Then you go to this one again. This is the same. Tilde slap. Now we put our pinky on 5 of B. Play it. So open G and B with middle finger and ring finger. Play the A string. And then we get hammer with your pointed finger in 1st of B. Making a pull off, hammer on, pull off. Right? So you get. Then I'm playing that open B string again. Hammer on, pull off, and then open G and D, like this. All right? So that second set of 4 bars. Oh, that's the first one, I'm sorry. See, that's the great thing about doing things, recording things, because then all that stuff can be cut out, but now I can't. All right, so by the way, if there is anything about this tune that you have questions for, then just let me know in the comments, and then I will address them, or any other questions that you may have. My favorite color, I don't know, that kind of stuff. All right, so then we get to the next section, and that next section goes like this. So, well, as I mentioned, it wasn't ready for prime recording, kind of. So what am I doing here? The trickiest part about this section is the first chord. Like, it's really wide. I'm not sure if that's the reason why Matheus decided to use capo in 3rd position. So if you're going to be doing this on your nylon string guitar, I actually would recommend using a footstool in your left hand and really sitting in the classical position. That's actually how I would normally do it. I don't have it here, so I can't do it now. But anyway, that makes the guitar a lot more accessible. But anyways, I'm sitting in this position now, and this is what I'm going for right now. So middle finger is on E5, pointer finger is on A3. So that is quite a bit of a stretch for some of you probably. So you play A and E together with thumb and ring finger, and then you make a pinky hammer on in 7 of that E string. Then pointer finger G, middle finger B. That's right. And then you slap the strings, and I believe in the recording that he also sort of flicks that G string again. So because it's not like the strings are not completely dead there. Then you play open E, and then you make a hammer on with your pointer finger in 3, a ring finger in 5. And then you keep that ring finger there, and you play D, G, B, E. And then slap the strings, play that 5 again, and it's sort of a grace note pull off towards that 3rd position. So like this. And then you slide to 2nd, and then you make a pull off. So, right? So you get. Once more. Hey, Ashley. Yeah, so if you have any questions, put them in the comment section. Then we get to this part, and I know that Mateus uses his thumb there. I don't. For the very simple reason that the neck is quite wide of the classical guitar. So if you want to do this with the thumb action, then that's fine, of course. So for that one, you have your pointer finger on B5, middle finger on E7, and I have my ring finger ready to go to G7. I'm playing E and B together with thumb and ring finger, and then I make a hammer with my pinky in 7th position of B. And then my ring finger goes to G7, and then I'm playing open B, right? So then you got that slap in between with your thumb, and ring finger on D7, play it, slide to 9, and then you play with your pointing finger, you play B7, it's like this. Straight. Open E, and then you get that typical Mateus Zasado slidey step where you slide up half step, down a half step, down a whole step, and then a pull off. So like this. Then you play open G, pointer finger placed on D4, slide to 2nd, and I believe to open. Okay? So that is the first set of 4 bars of what could be called maybe a verse. I don't know. So like this. Once more. Then we get the next one. And it starts the same. So this is all the same. And then instead of making that slide from 7 to 9 on the D string, you do it on the G. And then either middle finger or pointer finger on B8. Right? And I have to think, play open E, slide up to 10, slide up to 12, slide down to 7. So like this. Right? Then it's again playing, wait a second, I don't remember it that way. Well, that part is correct, but I was looking ahead, so maybe I made a couple of changes. Aha. Thank you. Ukulele. Actually, I do ukulele stuff. Only I have only done it locally, so not on internet yet. But maybe I might start doing that as well. Yeah. So you have that slide from 8 to 10 to 12 to 7, and then you slide up to 8, 7, 5, and then pull off like this. And then you repeat the whole thing. So you get this. So I'm not sure. I won't be able to finish the whole thing. Otherwise, there's also no reason to come back for the real thing. But the next part is going to be this. Which is a really nice touch, by the way. I like this part where it goes from the harmonic to the actual, just a triad, the D triad, and then back to the harmonics, which I think is just fantastic. He starts off, however, those 4 bars with A minor 7. So that is pointed finger in E3, pinky on G5, ring finger on D5. You play A, D, G, B, E. Sorry, first you play that open A string. So A, D, G, B, A, E. Slap. And then pointer finger moves to B5, ring finger to D7. And you play that with pointer finger and ring finger. Then middle finger on E7. And then you make a pinky hammer-on 7th of B. Pull off, and then you play that B string once more like this. Then you play E, and then G7, and then E again, and then open. So like this. Hopefully that was correct. So yeah, and then you get this. So you have your harmonic on D and G in 12, right? Play that E string open. Then you have your pointer finger on 10th position of B and E, and middle finger in 11th of G, right? Creating that D triad. So play E again, and then you play the harmonics, the natural harmonics in 12th of G, B, and E, right? So in short, sorry. Then you get a little bit of a repeat of what we did before, which is this section. But there are a couple of variations in there. And I'll go over my leg. It's starting to go to sleep, which is kind of painful. Hopefully it doesn't get too annoying. So this part, so we have that C over G again. And in this case, you make a forward roll on E, A, and D. Then you play A, E, then open G, E, D, and then E, and then open E. Like. Then we go to this chord again. But instead of making the slide up and down, you put your finger, your pinky on 8th of B, and you play it, and then you make a slide to 7, and you pull off to 5. It's like this. and then you play open G, like that. Okay, so those 2 bars. And we play then, we have our pointer finger on B3 and ring finger on D5. So that's that A minor 7 chord. You play A, D, G, B, slap, A minor 7 here at the start, and then open D, G, and B. All right, so then we get that G major 7 again. Then you play open B, and then point a finger on 3rd of G. You make a grace note slide towards 2nd position and make a pull off to open, right? It's like, so I got, then you got to repeat. All right, so what do you do there? So the first 2 bars are the same, then we get that A minor 7, slap, put your pinky on 5th of B, slap again, and then we get B7, so that's ring finger on G2, pointer finger on D1, and middle finger on A2. And then you play A, D, G, B, E, just arpeggiate, hammer on with your middle finger in 2nd, slide to 3rd, and slide to 5th, and hold it there. So, all right, so I got, and then you basically go to this part again, right? So those 4 bars, we got, I made a mistake there, sorry, you get, then, something like that. So it's about as far as I'm going to go today. There are some extra things left, but I'm going to leave that for the actual tutorial that I'm going to do. But I wanted to give everybody just sort of something to go from. I didn't have a whole lot of time this week. I didn't have time to record anything, and I kind of felt bad about that. So I figured I'd just hook up the camera, get everything going, and then hopefully you like it. I can hang around for a bit. So if anyone has a question, then I'd love to answer them. It might be that my kids are going to be banging on the windows within now and a couple of minutes. We'll wait and see. But when they do, I do have to go. So, anyways, so if you have any questions, fire away. I know there's not that many people watching right now, so which is fine. But yeah.
Oops.
Well, I guess nobody has a question, which is okay. So I'm wishing you all a great weekend. Stay safe, and the tutorial will be released as soon as possible. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.